From KPRC 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
Welcome to Houston Newsmakers and to Dr. Christie Whitbeck, the superintendent of the Fort Bend Independent School District. It is good to see you, always good to see you.
Well, same here, thank you.
We always have good things to talk about. I want to talk to you about the big bond election you have coming up, $1.2 billion. But first I want to get this out of the way. There's a question about one of your teachers in the news, for the wrong reasons in this case. Kimberly Massey, a teacher at Leonetti Elementary School, arrested and charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child stemming from 2009 in Brazoria County. A lot of questions about this one, but if there were no charges then, what's the challenge for you as a district, and what is her status now?
Well, her status right now is that she has resigned, so she's no longer an employee. When something like this happens, you know, it's one of the worst things that you can think about is anything happening to one of our kids or to anyone's child. And so the first thing we ask is, was this about our children and our current situation in Fort Bend? And the answer was no. This is an employee that was with us just this semester in the fall and a little into recently. And so I look into systems. How did we hire someone who might have had something like this on their record? So the first thing I went to was our human resources. And I'm like, I need everything checked. Fingerprinting, background check, criminal record, the State Board of Certification. Was she certified? And was she on a do not hire list? Because there is one. And all of that checked out fine. No flags, zero flags. Then you go to the principal. All right, principals are required in Fort Bend to call references. Did she? She did. She spoke to an administrator. She was given an outstanding reference about what a great writing teacher she was. The administrator's own children had even been in the teacher's class. And so the reference was strong and the evaluations were strong. So from an important piece that I think parents need reassurance too is, do we have systems in place in all districts? And I can tell you, Fort Bend, we absolutely do. So then we have to look at, are we cooperating with authorities and have we communicated properly with the parents of the children she had today? And so we have done all of those things. And I would also just say, I guess this is now a case for the law, and you know, someone is innocent until proven guilty, and we'll see what happens. Right. But as far as Fort Bend, I think I can't have asked my team to have done more. It's just very unfortunate. It's one of the worst things that you never want to deal with. I'm
sure it is. Hey, let's talk about the big bond issue now. You're asking Fort Bend voters to support $1.2 billion. Why that amount and why now?
Well, this was the last bond was 2018, and it was for about $993 million. And so it was intended to be in 2021, but because of COVID, it got pushed and pushed. Then we had a change of leadership as I came in about a year and a half ago. So now we're ready, and more things need to be addressed than we would have done 2 years ago, right? So now it's up to the $1.2 billion.
And so what's included in that? What kinds of things are you asking voters to say, okay, you're saying yes to this, we're going to use this money and we're going to use it in the right ways. What are you planning on using it for?
Well, over half of it is for current facilities. So we call it, in the business world, we call it life cycle and deficiencies. But to parents, it's, do we need a new roof? Do we need a new chiller, an HVAC system, new flooring, new furniture, all of those kinds of things. And so over half is about that for our older schools, to keep our older schools up to a high level. Then what I'm kind of excited about is I think we're going to be on a new trajectory in Fort Bend ISD where we're going to be looking at rebuilding some very old schools. And so 3 schools are slated for a rebuild, and that's Clements High School, that in particular has foundation issues, and we need to address. And of course, that's a big ticket item. And then Briargate Elementary and Mission Bend Elementary. Briargate, for example, is one of the worst conditioned schools that we have. And we have, you know, outside people who come in and evaluate the condition of our schools. So I'm excited about that, but we will also have a new middle school in the southeast corner and another elementary school up in our northwest corner, Harvest Green area, where there's a lot of growth. And so we have a little bit of combination with new, but mostly it's rebuild and take care of the ones that we already have.
So you are, as a proud peacock type superintendent, because Fort Bend is doing really well in a lot of different categories. Yes. What's your selling point to people about some of the things that are going on? I mean, Dulles is doing great. Yeah. Talk about some of the things that you're proud of.
Well, Dulles, just this past weekend, I got to join them in San Antonio. Dulles Academic Decathlon won state for the 7th year. And now they'll represent the state of Texas at Nationals. That'll be coming up in April. Marshall boys basketball and still in the hunt for state. They play tomorrow night out at the Berry Center. And just athletics, fine arts, academics. 94% of our schools are rated A's and B's. We have a strong academic history, and we will continue down that path.
So how much more would it mean for, if my household says yes to this, how much more is it going to cost? Well,
we're looking at a potential penny on the tax rate. So our tax rate today has been lowered and lowered and lowered. It's at $1.13, an all-time low. And so if that penny were to be added, your logical answer would be, oh, that's $1.14. It's a little more complicated because the state now has something called compression. So it may be that we would have that penny added on, which is about $2.50 for a $300,000 home. So you can do the math up or down. But we don't expect that that will happen right away. We think that it may take a few years before that even happens at all. And but that would be the cap. That would be the most that a taxpayer would incur if they voted for this. Of course, our 65 and olders are not affected. You can't be 65 and older.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no way.
Absolutely. That's another story for another. That'll be another show. But yes, absolutely.
Well, then you don't have to worry unless you put in a new addition or a pool or something to change the value.
Those days are over. Those days, we're done with that. But thank you so much for that. So people who want to get more information, where can they get information about this? There's a lot more questions to be asked, and I know you probably have a website.
They can go straight to the website, the Fort Bend ISD website, and there's a place right there they can click on and get a lot of details, because this also includes technology. It also includes safety and security, a new bus terminal so that our buses aren't traveling as far to start their routes, which in long term is cost savings. But there are actually 3 propositions. The big one, 1.2, but there's also a smaller proposition for technology, what we call tool sets, like the computers that the children use. The state has now made that have to be separate. Used to be included, but now it can't be. And then the third one is an auditorium. We have one auditorium and we have one practice. One's in the north part of the district, one's in the central, and this would be in the southeast. And the voters can either choose that as Prop C or they cannot. So we break those out.
A lot of good options for people to go ahead and think about it. Go to the website and figure out what's going on. Not for this program, but we've been talking about what's going on with HISD, rumors of a reported takeover there. You're not HISD, you can't really talk about that, but politics in the state, politics into education, you can talk about that. We'll have you back because I know that you have some strong opinions about that. We'll talk about that. Thank you so much for coming in. Always good to see you.
Our pleasure.
My Fort Bend Independent School District Superintendent, even though my kids are long gone, but still, you keep our kids out of trouble. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Whitbeck. Thank you.